All right, welcome back, everyone. All right, so I'm just going to answer the line here and get Ian. Ian, is that you?
That is me.
Excellent. Welcome to the show. Great to have you.
Well, thank you for having me.
So I'm not sure if you had tuned
It's been a long time since we've talked. Hello.
Yeah, it's been a while. Yes.
And
it has. Hello.
Rachel, hello to you.
Yeah, you
it's
didn't
nice
meet
to finally
Rachel.
speak with you.
Hello, it's a pleasure. Good to meet you again.
Thank you.
Yeah, so Rachel was hoping to come to the past paranormal conference, but at the time it just didn't work out for her. She was at work and all kinds of things happening. So, so she didn't get to meet you or listen to your talk, but I have, I guess, I don't even remember. When did we meet, Ian? Like, I know we've met before.
Oh, my gosh.
Because
you and I first met, Sika, back... actually, it was at Fort George in Niagara on the Lake.
That's right.
You and your husband Ed were doing
the 1812
a participation within the reenactment.
The fort. Yeah, we do that.
And that's where we actually met.
That's right. Yeah, so it's been about a year or so, I guess, since we met.
Yeah, about a year and a half now, I think.
Yeah, maybe a year and a half. Yeah, it's been a while. So, yes, and you came out and did a talk at the paranormal conference, which was fantastic, and unfortunately this year won't be happening, but let's hope for 2021.
No, unfortunately, that's the way it is.
Sorry, I missed it. I'm sure it was excellent.
It was really well. It worked out really well for a first-year event, and everybody that came out, I think, had a good time and enjoyed what we offered. And there's probably a couple of things that we might do a little bit different the next time around, but you learn that as you go. But the building itself is phenomenal, where we held it at the Bell Tower. And that's a great space. So
I can't wait to see the Bell Tower.
Yeah, we will be going back there again when things are, and they've just opened. So I played their commercial because they've just opened up again to the public they have a little bar called Quasi's Lounge, and they do they have some performances and live stage shows and things. So they've been doing safe karaoke. So because their auditorium is so huge, Ian, as you would know, it's like you could be on the stage and people can be 50 feet away from you. So they've kind of opened up again to on Fridays and Saturday evenings to just try and bring some community back and try to, and they're doing it safely. Those guys are great there. And so I mean, it's going to be a while before we get back in there to do the haunted tours through the building or do anything like that. But we did film a segment of our TV show that we were on, the upcoming show called Phantom Signals. We did shoot some footage there for that show and for another show that it has yet to be titled that we will be on as well. But so we were there kind of in between. Nobody had really been in the building for months, and it was kind of interesting to go in. And I do want to note that we got some really amazing EVPs. Ian, you know the little creepy room at the top of the stairs?
Yes.
Do you remember that one? We got
I do.
three very prominent EVPs in that room.
Wow.
Yeah. So, and those will appear on whatever show. And the director / producer of the shows, he's a skeptic, right? He doesn't really, he's kind of like, he was floored because he was there when it happened, right? And so he was just like,
I love seeing the expression on the skeptic's face when they suddenly realize that was no explanation for what just happened.
Right, because he was manning the camera that day, but at the same time, when we sent him the audio that we had retrieved, it was pretty weird and pretty freaky. But so having been in that building, so Ian, the reason we wanted to have you on the show, of course, is A, it's nice to have a guest. B, it's really great. You do paranormal investigation, and Rachel and I absolutely have to ask you. We did not know there was such a thing as a diploma in paranormal studies. So can you tell us a little bit about that? That's kind of really cool and exciting.
Yeah.
Well, it's probably not as exciting as it sounds. It's just a piece of paper.
Oh, there's no
It's just a piece of paper. It's an online course that is offered from the United States Old Catholic Church.
Oh,
and they have a division that they call the Paranormal Clergy Institute.
Oh, so are these the guys that do exorcisms?
I've never heard of that.
The gentleman who's in charge of this whole program is actually a very famous person as far as paranormal goes, Bishop James Long.
Okay, right. So and he does have to do with exorcisms, yeah.
Yes, he is a certified exorcist. He's the former presiding Archbishop of the United States Old Catholic Church.
Wow.
And he approached them to develop this paranormal course that, one, would help anyone who wanted to sign up to further their education into the field, as well as the tuition that you pay to learn this course, that tuition goes into a homeless ministry that he runs that aids homeless people. And your financial donations go to help those people.
Oh, well, that's kind of a good way of doing it then. And so I'm glad I asked the question because so what do they teach you in this? Just out of curiosity, I mean, you don't have to give us every detail, but so what did you learn from the course?
There's a number of subjects within this course. There's paranormal, there's demonology, there's angelology, and genealogy.
Okay.
And don't kid yourself. I mean, this is a real educational course.
Right.
I signed up.
Oh, yeah.
And I had been involved in the paranormal for a few years before this, but I wanted to just see what they could offer to help me out to further my education.
Yeah. And did you find it useful?
I'm sorry?
Did you find it useful, informative?
A lot because I had been involved in the paranormal so much ahead of time, there was a lot of information that I'd already known that came through again. But what I did is when I signed up for this course, because it's an educational course, I paid for it, I'm taking this very seriously.
Right.
And what I did is it's an online course. So I sat down every day, Monday to Friday, thinking back of my old high school days of what the hours of the educational
right,
high school, like from 9 o'clock in the morning until 3:30 or 4 o'clock. And so I did that Monday to Friday, 9 to 3:30. And it took me 6 months.
Oh, wow. So it's pretty in-depth then.
Don't kid yourself that this is not a real educational course.
Okay, well, that's good to know because so often, you get courses and it's great, but they're sort of a, learn at your own